Here we go.
Here we go. So we need music, eh? Okay, like music people know and like.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I was
So
just kidding.
I want to go and get some like music done or something.
So we need a music master.
We need something.
Yeah, I dig that idea.
So, hey, I'm Jody Mitic. Hey, look, we're on video.
Hey, all right.
Hey, so how do I look?
Awesome.
And I apologize, the Firehouse Coffee. I couldn't wait tonight. I had to get a Starbucks on the way here.
Yeah. Sometimes
I just
that
had
happens.
to.
Sometimes that happens.
I just had to. It's so good.
Tasty. The delicious dark beverage.
Anyone listening is like, oh, don't smack your lips into the microphone. As usual, we are at Greco Orleans, one of the nicest facilities I've ever been in to sweat and have your soul snatched away from you.
Yeah.
I'm here with my co-host, Coach Luke Rowan.
Yes, sir.
And we got our friend Matt's back from last week.
Yeah.
Say hi, Matt. Hi there. And he's going to be our Google guy.
That's right.
So that's his title.
Google guy.
Yeah, it's like, so if we're ever like getting millions of downloads and we have to make a corporation name or something,
right,
he will be listed under employee as Google guy.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And he, like, the listeners, and even if you're on video, you can't see it, but he like hijacked the big screen TV here, and that's where we're gonna have all our Google stuff.
Totally cool.
I feel, you know what we should have done is had this set up so that the people at home could see that as well.
I know, but
you guys, it couldn't work. It didn't work.
No, we would have to be like on the other side of that counter, and
Yeah.
there's no like space there for it. So it
the
wouldn't
camera?
work like that.
Camera could stay in the same spot.
For us, there'd be no space for us to put the stuff on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And as usual, we have Firehouse Coffee, Fire Haus, Firehouse Coffee Roasters on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know I ask every week, but should I?
Don't ask me.
I'm gonna ask.
How dare
is
you,
my
sir?
man? Is my
Nope.
man putting together a website?
Not that I've seen.
I don't know how he expects to grow his business, but we'll keep talking about him as long as he gives us. Did he give me some new espresso yet?
I do not have any new espresso for you.
Okay. Well, my patience is wearing thin,
I see that.
and maybe we'll have to find another coffee.
Hey, well,
I don't know.
we'll be sitting on a mountain of beans.
Yeah. And who else? Greco Orleans, Firehouse Coffee, Firehouse Coffee Roasters on Facebook. Check them out. Local Ottawa firefighter, trying to make a little dough because, you know, those guys are really overworked and underpaid.
Right, I hear that.
Yeah.
Why are you giving me that look, man?
I'm just saying, it's like the open secret that firemen, although they do risk their lives when they do go to work.
Absolutely, that seems pretty risky.
They spend a bit of time not working,
Right.
according to the other emergency services.
Not
I'm just
running
repeating
two
what I've
fires.
heard from cops and paramedics.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
Okay.
But, you know, they go running into burning buildings. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that they deserve a little bit of extra time off.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Or not even time off, but their schedules can be a little less stringent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not running into a burning building, lighting my face on fire.
I feel like I would.
Yeah?
Yeah, a buddy of mine actually got an award today at City Hall for running into a burning building a couple weeks ago.
Is he a firefighter or
No, he was just he's a real estate agent. He was just driving by.
No way.
And then him and two like high school kids that he doesn't even know
Right.
like ran into this building to save people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, I like to think.
And the best part though is
Yeah.
that he didn't brag about it.
See, that's bad.
He just he texted me last night and he was like, "Oh, hey, you're going to be at City Hall tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, well, yeah, I work there.
Yeah.
And we have a really big council meeting." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll see you there. I'll be there too." And I'm like, "Oh, it's maybe something's happening about a property that he's trying to sell." Or,
Right. Yeah.
And no, they're like, "Yeah, here comes Jeff Walker, and he's getting an award for saving people out of a burning building." I'm like, "What?"
That's a bad.
He didn't put it on Facebook. You know,
Right.
he was on the news. He didn't put up the clip. If he did, anyway, I missed it.
Okay, that's cool.
And
That's
I'm
great.
pretty, I pay attention to that stuff. Or
I like to think that I would have the same reaction to just
Right,
like you
right.
see it and you should be like, boom, got to get in there. You know?
Well, for sure you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not a pussy.
I would rescue cats out of trees though, for sure.
Nah.
Right? No?
No.
Leave them there?
No, they scratch.
It's true.
And cats don't give a shit about you.
Cats are dangerous. They give zero shits about you.
Yeah.
They
I was driving down a country road yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. But I saw like a white cat. I was like out in the farmer's field, like south of the city. And I saw a white cat walking like across the road, and he was walking with zero fucks. And looking at it though, like at a distance, they walk just like lions.
Yeah.
Or tigers.
Yeah.
Like they're just mini
tiny lions.
They're tiny lions.
Yep.
And I'm like, I remember as a kid, we were chasing this one cat around the neighborhood, and I was like 8. I can't remember.
Right.
But and we weren't trying to hurt it. We were just like, hey, what's this cat doing running around? So we were like, whose cat is it? And that thing decided it had enough, and it turned and like latched onto my leg with all 20 claws.
Devastating.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like so mad at it.
Yeah.
And then like, well, hey, what are you going to do? You're being chased by a couple of 8-year-old boys.
Of course.
And like, yeah, they don't, like if you stop moving long enough, your cat will eat you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they won't even hesitate.
I have no doubt. I've had a few cats throughout my life. Oh, that reminds me about being attacked by a cat. So I was young, like pretty young, maybe 6, 7 years old. I'm having a bath, scrub a dub, the usual stuff, right? There's bubbles everywhere. It's having a great time.
So this is a family cat.
Oh yeah, this cat like lived in the house. He's up on the side of the tub watching me, right?
Yeah.
Just taking it all in. And I decide, well, this kitty cat probably wants to have a bath with me. I pull him into the tub. Well, he loses it, right?
Yeah, cats are known for not liking water.
He's spinning his wheels trying to get out of the tub, just tearing up my stomach and chest as he launches out of the tub and down the hallway. And I scream like a banshee. I just had scratches all up my
So he didn't
body.
really attack you.
No.
This is survival instinct.
He was saving his own life.
Yeah. Well, he thought he was.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a good idea that he wanted to join me in that bath.
Yeah, how old were you?
I think maybe 6.
Yeah, you know what? My 4-year-old might do something like that.
Right.
She just refuses, like, she mauls the cat. And he
Yeah.
puts up with it. He's like 16, 17 now.
Right.
He's like the oldest animal in the house.
Yeah.
And he's 10 years older than the kids. But she, like, right in front of me and Alana, even though we'll be like, leave the cat alone, she'll be like, no. Like, I gotta pick him up and move him.
Right. Yeah.
You don't
He
understand.
likes that sort of thing.
You don't understand. He needs to be moved, or I gotta carry him, or I need to pet, or she'll like tuck him in. He'll just be
Right
sleeping
on.
on the cat because he's old. He barely moves anymore.
Yeah.
And every now and then though, he gets like a little feisty, and he'll like run around the house making those weird little cat chirpy noises.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, you think maybe he found a mouse or something.
Right.
He used to leave a mouse on the doorstep every
He
morning.
thinks he saw a mouse.
Yeah, baby rabbit once.
Right.
In Petawawa,
No way.
when we still lived in Petawawa, we put a baby rabbit on the front step.
Oh shoot.
Oh yeah, he was a killer.
Yeah.
Have you read those reports? They say the number one killer of like songbirds in North America is cats.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
like house cats.
And it's like in the high million. Like
it's hundreds of millions of
yeah.
birds a year. Hundreds
Whoa.
of millions.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder, like, oh look, see our Google guy. Sorry, but your cat is actually a total jerk. It's science.
That's
it's true.
100% true.
Cat, if you look at a cat in nature, they don't give a shit about anything.
No.
So except each other. Well, when you're talking about lions, but like mountain cats, tigers, like any other type of cat, get away from me.
Yeah, they're just doing their thing.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of the guy who jumped into the tiger cage in India?
No.
And
I didn't.
And he's
watch
like, I think this one he wanted to die,
it. Right.
but he was like mentally handicapped.
Okay.
And he jumps in the thing before anyone can stop him, and then he gets in there with the tiger, and he changes his mind,
Oh.
and he's like trying to stop it, and finally the thing's like, look, because it's confused, right? It's never had a human
Yeah.
present
it usually
itself.
has like a plate of steak.
Yeah, or,
Yeah.
or whatever. Maybe they give it a bunny rabbit to eat or something.
Right. Yeah.
And he's just like, the crowd is like throwing stuff at it, and the tiger's like, all right, and he grabs him by the neck. The guy immediately goes limp.
Ugh.
So the neck snapped,
Done.
and he just jumps up into his enclosure,
Yeah.
like he's carrying a doll.
Right.
Like
yeah. Of course.
no indication he's like lifting a 150-pound man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's the Bronx Zoo one. Isn't that the guy who climbed into the cage though?
Instant death by
Did
a
not
cat's
bite to kill.
face.
Tigers only bite to kill. I don't care what anybody says.
If you're going to be attacked by an animal, though, I want it to be a big cat. Because if it grabs you by the throat, which is what they'll usually do, right? You're done immediately.
Yeah.
I do not want to be
what's
like
going on?
beaten
Okay.
by a
is this
gorilla.
it? Okay, so the listeners and the viewers now, this is going to be up on our YouTube. Now we're going to have a YouTube channel, guys. And we have one now, but it's all audio, but we're going to start doing video.
Yep.
And is this the same guy?
This is a Brazilian man who fights with an anaconda. I don't know how that came up.
He's fighting an anaconda
Oh
in
my
a
God.
tiger cage.
Yes.
Tiger scared and hides in the cage.
Of course he's scared. He's like, what is this guy doing in here? He's stupid. But drunken man teased tiger many times.
Okay, fast forward to the part where he gets fucked up by the animals. Just forward to the part where Darwin kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Darwin, big
he's
time.
going in the tiger's lair.
Unbelievable.
Oh God, this is so exciting. Is the tiger? Oh,
If you want to jump into it, it's the name of it is Drunken Man Provokes Tiger.
tiger's scared by the man.
Oh my.
Oh, now he's
goodness.
doing yoga,
Yeah, just chilling out. We're just waiting for this.
or he's
tiger
gonna meditate.
come and chomp on my face.
And this is Brazil.
It's Brazil, yeah.
Cancel my trip.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
going
he's
there.
got. He must. Maybe he has Zika of the brain.
Yeah, I think so. He's got a few
Anyway,
things going
we got to
on.
stop.
Yeah.
Listeners
You
are
get
going
lost.
crazy right now.
We just do 3.5 hours of watching YouTube clips.
Yeah. What's the next one? Yeah. So anyway, how do we get on this subject?
With something about cats, something about like regular little cats.
Oh,
We
well. Anyway,
spiraled
this
out of control.
yeah, this cat I saw walking. No, that's not. I already talked about that. It looked like a tiger.
It's gone.
Matt, how do we get on this subject?
You guys were talking about cats.
Yeah, but why?
They were eating birds, households.
But what? Why do we care? Oh, because we got attacked by a cat.
You did. I did. We share that in common. That's what
My
bonded us
daughter
together.
beats up the cat. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
over.
at all.
Yeah.
Have you gotten in touch with Bear Puncher yet?
No.
Did you try?
No, not yet.
I feel like we need to do that T-shirt.
Yeah? You think so? Okay. I'll send him a message.
The only
and see.
crappy part about it is that it wasn't either of us.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like biting on his life experience.
Yeah. Maybe we should set something up.
Yeah, but that's all right. You know, I just realized you're gonna have to take the video and the sound and put them together in
Oh yeah, for
iMovie
sure.
or
I'm
something.
gonna have to audio nerd it. Big
Unless
time.
Matt over here knows how to do that.
It actually has a microphone in it. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not sure if
that's not gonna cut the mustard here.
Yeah, we'll have to marry them up.
How do you
That's
cut
no
the
big deal.
mustard anyway?
I don't know. It's very interesting. I've spent, let's say, a good amount of time looking up like the origin of like
cut-
certain sayings, but I've never come across
well,
cut the
we have a
mustard.
Google guy.
I don't know what it is. So let's find.
So why
what's
haven't
the
you Googled
origin?
origin of cut the mustard yet?
Yeah.
And while he's doing that, you want to what?
How was your Sunday shooting?
Sunday Fun Day Gun Day?
Yeah.
Sunday Gun Day Fun Day. What do I say?
Hundreds of rounds. were let
Yeah,
loose.
I took every bullet I have and tried to shoot them all. Failed miserably, although I fired hundreds and hundreds of rounds, just myself, and then I even had friends with me.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I had a new AR upper on my rifle that was my buddy at Colt Canada gave me.
Right on.
And so I was testing that out. It's like a tack driver. It's awesome, like super accurate. Basically the same rifle setup that I had in Afghanistan in 2006.
Cool.
So had an EOTech sight on it. I love them. As long as the target is inside the circle, you're probably going to hit it.
Okay.
No matter
I
what
like
range. There's no magnification, but he put a magnifier on it, an EOTech magnifier, which I've never used before. It's like, I think it's 1.5, might be 2. You know what? I didn't really check, but so what it is like the EOTech is just like a little window with like a hologram of a crosshair,
Right.
and then you flip the magnifier over, and it magnifies everything.
Okay. Right.
So
on.
you get the hologram heads-up display crosshair.
Yep.
And then you get the target magnified a little bit.
Right.
So if you want to be
okay.
a little more accurate, or maybe your target's like 200 or 300 meters away,
Yeah.
just makes it a little easier to shoot at it.
Okay. Right on.
And that was cool. And then I busted out my trusty old 1911 45 pistol.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I love that gun. It was designed. It came out in 1911. That's why it's
Right.
called the 1911.
Cool.
And it was used by the Marine Corps right up until recently. It only holds, if you put one in the chamber and load the mag, it's only 9 rounds.
Okay.
So it's not the highest capacity, but it makes really big holes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so they came out with it after the civil, when they colonized the Philippines during the Spanish-American War. Because back before that, they were using 30, I don't know, like something like 38 caliber revolvers or something.
Right. Okay.
And it wasn't taken down. Like the Filipinos are just way too tough.
Right. Okay.
So they're like having to like empty like whole revolvers into them.
Oh shoot.
So they wanted something that would take down the target better. So
Right.
Browning came out with the 45.
Okay.
And so I explained this before, right? Caliber is the size of the bullet compared to an inch.
Right. That's
So
right.
0.45 of an inch.
Right.
It's a big ass bullet.
Yeah.
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 It's slow, but it's big.
Well-
So when it hits you, it's got the kinetic energy to just ruin your day.
Okay. For sure. What kind of range are you like meters? How accurate can you be at like what range
With
with the 45?
I'd be pretty confident out to like 30 meters
Okay.
with
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I might not get you the first shot, but I'll get you the second one.
Right. Okay.
And with my carbine, 500,
Right.
even with just the regular sight on it.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's zeroed in and I'm feeling the juice.
Yeah.
If I'm in the zone.
Right on.
So I'm wearing headset for the first time, and it's a little uncomfortable.
For sure.
It's I feel like my head's too big.
Well, I wasn't going to mention it, but
What was that thing you wanted to be able to cut?
What's that?
What was that thing you wanted to be able to cut? Like, I'm like mesmerized by slicing
The saying, cut the mustard.
cut the mustard. What that mustard?
Yeah. So like saying, cut the mustard. There it is. Cut the mustard origin. Second one down. No, in the search bar. Right there.
bam.
As with many slang and what's that say? Idiomatic phrases, the origin can be a bit unclear. The first quarter use of the phrase "cut the mustard" was by O. Henry in 1907 in a story called "The Heart of the West." I looked around and found a proposition that
That exactly cut the mustard.
No, like mustard's a plant.
I
isn't
feel like
it?
I'm being played for a
I
fool.
feel like
here.
it's like
yeah.
a plant that must be hard to cut properly. Okay, go down. I can see it.
So this one's from the phase finder.
Go down. Example of high
There we
quality
go.
is unclear.
Mustard seed, which is hard to cut with a knife on account of its being small and
Shiny.
shiny. There you go. So mustard plants are hard to cut down. Can't cut the mustard with that. This thing, not sharp enough. Doesn't cut the mustard.
Well, there's one that said the bus says dried mustard paste, which was used to coat meat and then dried to form a crust. So cutting the mustard may have been a derivative of the saying cut the fat.
Right.
Because cut the fat or chew the fat
Chew the fat.
used to be you would have a piece of high quality meat in the house.
Yeah.
And when someone came over, you'd show it off and you'd cut off a piece and you would both sit there and just chew on it.
Yeah, you would have conversation and chew it.
Isn't that weird?
Because it was like a status symbol that like you could have a chunk of meat hanging
Just hanging there.
in your house. yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, what?
Come on over. You want to chew
what,
some
this?
Chew some
This is just
fat.
my meat.
Just the meat, whatever. I got so much meat, I can just leave
I
it
got
hanging
tons
out.
of it.
Come on over.
Treat yourself.
Now I have a fridge full of meat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And if it doesn't look right, the kids just won't eat it.
Oh yeah.
I made spaghetti.
What happened? to this?
And I put like chopped up chicken in it.
Yeah.
Like I always do. And my 4-year-old like picked out each individual little chunk of chicken.
Of course.
And I was like, what are you doing? We've had this conversation. This is good for your muscles. She's like, I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. She's like, but I'm still hungry. Can I have more spaghetti? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, at least you're eating, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's the never-ending ongoing battle with children of switching their mind on what they like and dislike from day to day or from moment to moment.
hunter-gatherers, I feel like, didn't have these problems.
No, they didn't have
Or
the
they just
option.
didn't care.
Right.
Here's your plate of grubs and berries.
Yeah.
And if the kid didn't eat it, whatever.
More for me.
Yep. And then,
Sucker.
like,
Yeah.
the kid will be hungry eventually.
He'll
and
figure it out.
He or she will eat
Yeah.
it. I also wonder, and I know this sounds bad, but I've said this just like joking, like how many you've watched the nature shows,
Yeah.
and like so you ever watch March of the Penguins,
Yes. Yeah, I have seen
where like it shows how many eggs like just roll away and die
that. Yeah.
because they like screw it up when they're trying to switch it back and forth, or like one of the parents just isn't paying attention and the thing just like flies off and
See ya.
freezes in like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Or every now and then you see like a dead chick
Right.
because like the mother or father just like couldn't find it again or whatever. So we're animals.
Yep.
And we were animals before we were civilized. You got to wonder like how many Neanderthal or caveman like toddlers were just kind of like left.
That's interesting.
And the parents are like, yeah, we'll just try again.
Right.
The next one will be better.
Yeah. The next one will be tougher. I bet. Yeah, I bet there's something to
I don't
that,
know.
for sure.
I don't know. Like,
think
because
so.
like you see some women and men, mostly. Well, I mean, back then it would have been mostly the women's responsibility to care for the infant or the toddler, while the men of the tribe, I guess, would be out hunting.
Yep. Correct.
Even nowadays, occasionally you see women that just like walk away from their kids.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm out.
Forget it.
Beat it.
Never mind.
Men do it all the time, apparently, more than women. But even like some women are just like, I don't want these things anymore,
Yeah.
and they'll go off and like have another family.
Right.
Like, just,
This one-
hit reset.
This one didn't work. See ya.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if there was
It's kind of sad though when you think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in my mind, and I know this is a bit gruesome, and we'll get on a better subject. In my mind, like I imagine sometimes, like, because when we were like a tribe and like wolves and saber-toothed tigers and all that were a real danger, and I think I got it from like watching something on National Geographic or something where like the mother whatever wasn't paying attention for a minute,
Right.
and like some like animal came and just snatched the baby and was like running off with it in its mouth still alive.
Right.
And I go, how many times in history has that happened to people?
Right.
Right? Yeah, like in Africa, they talk about still like some kids and women getting water from the river every now and then. A crocodile just like snatch them.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder, like, you're standing there watching, say, a wolf running away with your like 2-year-old in its mouth,
Yeah.
and there's
Devastated.
nothing you can do because
Yeah.
it's gone. Like it's gone already. Like it's just like it's one of those.
Like, I mean, we would hardly ever have to deal with that now unless you were on the outskirts somewhere living all by yourself, isolated. But I bet not that long ago, that was more of a real concern because everything wasn't built up and sectioned off.
Well, we hadn't massacred all the wolves.
That's true.
Like in Paris, I've heard this on the Joe Rogan podcast. They had a bunch of wolf attacks over a couple years, and
Yeah.
they like finally all the residents just decided to like go out and cull as many wolves as they could around the city.
Right. Scary stuff.
But like that's a real. Oh, what's that bald eagle? What's it got?
It's got
A kitten?
Yikes.
Did you see that? I think we talked about it. The CCTV camera that was on like the eagle nest,
No.
and it came like the mother. One of the eagles came back with a dead house cat.
No way.
Yeah,
No, I didn't see
and
it.
like everybody lost their shit
Right.
because like, oh no, how could it? How it's because that's a bag of meat.
Yeah. Hey, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to do it.
Yeah, right.
It-
Like coyotes too. Coyotes will be like, hey, there's that cat over there.
Yeah, it's gonna find whatever the easiest meal is.
But then
hey,
you
this
see a
lazy
video-
old house cat's laying out on the backyard, just licking his paws.
Or a little dog too, like coyotes will snatch that right up
Yeah, of course.
because that's not a dog.
Yeah.
That's a chew toy.
Yeah. Oh, gone.
But
See
I was
ya.
watching a video the other day online where a bear sneaks up on this cat sitting on the front step and like pokes it with his
Yeah,
nose.
I saw
and the
that.
cat's like, "Get out of here! What are you doing, bitch?"
Yeah.
And and then the bear like didn't go away right away, and the cat's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And the bear like runs away.
Yeah.
Like, so an eagle will eat a cat, coyote will eat a cat, but a bear not eating the cat.
That cat is huge cojones.
It's just weird. You can go from, there it is. Look at the bear's just like, but the bear to me in this video, if you want to Google it, it's bear attempts to take on a cat. It's a little bear.
Yeah.
See that? The cat's just like, what?
Like,
And then the bear comes back and the cat's like smacks him in the face.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Look, he's not even flinching. Like most cats, when they're upset, their tail puffs out and they start to
Right.
whip it around.
Oh, yeah.
The cat's just like, whatever.
yeah. Nah. This is my.
Oh,
step.
another bear?
Yeah. Get out of here.
Oh,
loser.
hey, you're smaller than the last one.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ask
right.
him how it went for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Big old scratch on his
Big old
nose.
scratch on his nose. Every dog I've ever owned has a scratch on his nose from a cat.
Of course, I'm sticking it where it don't belong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's so funny to see my 110-pound dog just like ruled over by a 15-year-old 25-pound cat.
Absolutely.
Actually, he might not be 20. He's a big cat though.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a pretty big cat.
But he lays it down.
Yeah. He runs that whole
when we
show.
had that kitten for a minute, they did not get along.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was mad
Not
that
sharing.
thing came in the house.
Yeah.
And then when like he got hit by a car and never came back,
Oh.
he actually had a little bit of a spring in his step for about a week. Like
That's awful.
he'd like look around. He'd come
Yeah.
in the room, look around, and be like, "Oh shit, hit ain't here. Okay, cool.
That other one's still gone?
Yeah, yeah.
Word, I got this.
Word.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? It's probably gonna be like, "Hey kid, why don't you like cross the street and go to that park?
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out."
I hear
You know
there's
the
lots of food over there.
Did we know each other back then? You remember that kitten? It had one eye, so I call it Nick Fury.
No.
Yeah, he had one eye. When
Okay.
Alana found him, she
Right.
found him like on the street. She almost hit him with the car.
I
And then,
I heard about it, but I never saw the kitten.
Oh, okay, but yeah, so he only had one eye.
Yeah.
So I called him Commander Nick Fury, and that was even his name on the vet's like certificate.
Oh, solid move.
Yeah, it was Commander Nick Fury,
Nice.
and she was like, "What? So the cat's name is Commander? No, it's Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Commander's his rank.
Yeah. Respect the rank, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, anyway, my shooting was back to shooting was awesome. I love it. I let so much stress go, and I go with people that do it for a living, so it makes it even more fun.
Cool.
And I highly recommend it. It's a really fun sport.
Right on.
So there's some shit that went down. I guess we should talk about.
Yes, sir.
This Michael Johnson, and I know it's a bit after, guys, and I'm not trying to like beat a dead horse or bring up anything bad, but the Dallas shooter.
Yep.
So we had the two black guys that were killed on camera.
Yes.
Both were, now it's confirmed, were armed.
Right. Okay, that's confirmed.
Yeah, but you watch the one video of the guys in Louisiana, and it's easy to judge. I think
Right,
we even
of
talked
course.
about it in the last podcast for a bit, actually,
Yeah, briefly.
because we were talking about the Black Lives Matter thing.
Yep.
In the video, the cop does yell gun,
Yep.
and he had a little hammerless revolver in his pocket, apparently,
Right. Okay.
and that's proven. That's real.
Yep.
And I even watched a video online of I think he's a cop or he's an army guy. I can't remember, but he's a black dude. And he's like, this is what that dude had in his pocket. And he like shows the camera.
Right.
And he puts it in his pocket, and he doesn't even have to put his hand in his pocket, and he's pulling the trigger.
Right.
Because
Okay.
this thing has no working parts outside of the trigger.
Right.
And I didn't even know you could have that with a revolver.
Right. Okay.
And he was saying like what a lot of the guys do, like on the street, they'll like have their hand in their pocket and they'll like just shoot through their pants.
Right.
They'll shoot through their pocket.
Wow.
So, if you're dealing with a guy who's doing that, and then you like because in Canada, I guess it doesn't happen as much. And so you think, well, he's got 2 cops on him. For sure he's not trying to get his gun out because he knows he's going to lose.
Right.
But then you just go online and watch all the videos of the guys that 100% shoot the cops.
Right.
Or try to shoot the cops.
Yeah.
And it's always like the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a cop on the guy, he's up against the wall. And I'm not talking like they're black, they're white, they're mostly black and white people are getting arrested in these videos, but that I've seen anyway. And it goes from the one I watched the other day, the guy's in the car and the cop is like trying to talk to him. The cop has a camera, like a, what do you call those?
Body cam.
Body cam.
Yeah.
And he's talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I don't have my license, and this and that." And then
I saw this one.
and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car. I'm gonna need you to get out of the car." And the guy wouldn't get out of the car, and he's like, "Give me the keys." So he gives him the keys, and he puts them on the roof. And I think they thought the car was stolen, and or the car like had just cut them off.
Right. Okay.
So they were like, "Well, you came out of the drive-through there and cut us off, so we're just like, what's
going on
the problem?"
Here? Yep.
And the guy's like, "Oh, I don't have my license. I don't have this. I don't have that." And they're like, "Okay, well, okay. So just get out of the car. Let's figure this out. Let's make sure that nothing bad's happening here." And the guy's like, "Oh, okay." Like puts his foot out and reaches back.
Right.
And the cop's like, "What are you doing? Like, don't be reaching. Don't reach." And the guy's like, "I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching." And he's like, he's reaching.
Yeah.
And in his brain, he was so. Hang on.
Ooh wee.
Ooh,
That was a good one.
I felt that one coming.
Yeah.
I'm watching this. I'm going like, no way. And I didn't know, but like you get another angle of the camera. And there's actually like 3 cops there.
Right. Okay.
And I thought this guy was by himself. And he's saying, "I'm not reaching," as he's pulling a pistol out.
Yeah.
And he's to shoot at the guy who's right there.
Crazy.
And then he runs. And of course, like now the adrenaline goes through the roof. The cops all like they shoot him as he's running away.
Yeah.
Because he's like right in front of them. And he just shot at them.
Yep.
But you watch that, and you watch a bunch of the other videos where the cop like there's just go online. You'll see them. Cop watch.
There's
"Hey,
tons
how's it
of them
going?
now.
You know the reason I pulled you over? Bang! Shot right in the face.
Yeah.
Falls down. And then there's one where the guy gets out and shoots him, and the guy like the cop is doing this like no, and the guy gets out, and you hear click click, and he's like trying to the gun jams.
Right.
And then there's another one. Cop walks in the convenience store. They shoot him, and the one guy goes back and like empties the gun into him.
Awful.
And you're like, so anyway, I'm just saying like, clearly, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's cops here, or there's 2 or 3 cops. Like if there's 2 cops on me, I'm not reaching for a gun.
Right.
But I'm not a criminal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and like there,
I don't know. Like we can't. So it's hard. We talked about this the other day. Yeah, Black Lives. Oh, and we got to talk about Black Lives Matter again, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because I found out some stuff.
Okay.
That changed everything in my mind.
10-4.
About Black Lives Matter Toronto, anyway.
Yes.
Not necessarily the whole movement,
Okay.
but for sure Black Lives Toronto.
Right on. So I was gonna say there's like tons of judgment on these things on like, oh, he wasn't going for a gun, all these things, but like unless you're there and you're in this like in that spot, I think it's so different. Like you cannot judge, you cannot say,
People love to judge.
Yeah.
And these videos are being used as justification for social unrest. And hey, look, I'm not going to deny that there's an issue with policing.
Clearly there's issues.
But if you look at the stats, now we talked about this, 68% of America is still white.
Right.
And only 13% is black.
Right.
And I believe twice as many whites were shot as blacks. So I don't know if it's so much that there's a race issue as there's just a criminal issue.
Okay.
And if you happen to live in one part of town, you're going to be black or you're going to be white.
Right.
And the cops dealing with that part of town are going to shoot you whether or not you're black or white.
Right.
That's just what I like. I know a ton of cops.
Right.
I know black, white, brown, Chinese, like Asian. Like I know all races in both sexes.
Yep.
I've never heard one of them say something about they call them. I think I talked about this in my book and maybe even on the podcast. Like after I was wounded, but before the guys came back from Afghanistan,
Right.
they were talking to like a psychologist or a psychiatrist who was doing a study, and he was like, "So, what did you call them?"
Right.
And like we called them the bad guys.
Right.
We're the good guys. They were the bad guys.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but like, what'd you call them? And the guys were just like, called them the bad guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are you getting at? Because he was looking for like sand nigger or like packy
Some
or just
derogatory.
or something like racial or like in World War II it was the Hun.
Right.
Actually, in World War I and II it was the Hun.
Right.
Jerry.
Yep.
In Vietnam, and Korea was like gook and all that stuff.
Right. Right.
And I heard some guys say that, like, but within snipers, we never said stuff like that. It
Right.
just never occurred to us
Yeah.
to be like that. So my point to saying that is that when I talk to cops, they never talk about it along racial issues,
Right.
more as like location.
Okay. Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh yeah, that area. That's where you find a lot of the bad guys."
Right. Yep.
And then, or if you go here, you'll find the guys that are from this area that are trying to get back with whatever their loot or
Okay.
or whatever. And like it doesn't matter. Like they don't bring up race. They don't bring up whatever. What they're talking about is just there's criminal element in that area.
Yeah.
And that's not disputable. Like that's no.
Right.
And
No one to be there.
in Ottawa, right? Like like you have the different gangs.
Right.
Some of them are like Somali kids. Some of them are East Asian kids. A bunch of them are white kids. Like it's just whatever neighborhood they happen to be in.
Right. Okay.
But I've never heard cops say it in like any racial like reference.
Right.
Right. It's mostly about what neighborhood.
Okay.
And some
Yep.
neighborhoods happen to be predominantly a certain color, and that's
Yep.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, this led to this dude deciding to go to the Black Lives Matter protest that was happening in Dallas
That's right.
and kill a bunch of cops.
Yep.
And we all know 5 cops killed, 6 wounded, and a 7th person wounded as well,
Yeah.
apparently. And then they blew him up with a robot.
That's right.
The thing that bums me out the most about this is that we got some video up there of the aftermath. Is that it's kind of like Orlando to me, where it didn't matter to me like that gay club, straight club, black club, white club, whatever club.
Yeah.
How dare you shoot 110 people
Right.
and murder 50 of them?
Yeah.
Or 49 of them. So this is the same thing to me. Like, first of all, I'm always backing the police.
Right.
People say Army guys have a tough job. I would deploy for what's that? Is that a cop getting shot there? Or is that the guy?
Yeah, this is all cell phone video that people have taken.
Yeah, but is that a cop getting shot or is that the shooter there?
I think it's a cop getting shot. They had another cell phone view as well on the previous video I showed.
Wow.
I think he's pinned down.
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal. We in Afghanistan we had there was oh no, he's running. Oh no, he's okay. But from that range, he was taking cover. That's why it looked like he fell. Oh no, is that him there?
Yeah.
Oh, I never seen this video before. Listeners are losing their minds right now because they can't see it.
What's going on?
Well, we would fire rockets at them, but if you had a 66 mil rocket, you would fire it at least in that general direction of the sniper.
Huh?
Like overseas, 84 millimeter something.
I'm just you counter sniper tactics. Yeah. Call in an airstrike.
Right. Yeah.
Can't do that downtown Dallas though.
Yeah. No. Not a lot of room for that.
Like I was saying though, like we deploy for 6 to 12 months at a time. Like police. Oh no, that's the shooter, isn't it? Yeah, that's the shooter there. Who the fuck is he shooting at?
So like they didn't have like he was behind like a cement corner, right?
Well,
And,
that's
like-
a cement
like-
post there. Like, yeah, you're not penetrating that without like an anti-tank rocket or something.
Yeah, and like I read something earlier. It said like they couldn't get a good shot at him because of his location without putting more police out in the open.
Oh, jeez.
Yikes!
Oh, that guy's dead.
Yeah, I haven't seen this footage yet either.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I hadn't
man.
seen that either.
Oh, that cop was taking it to him, but the guy like rushed him. Oh, that cop should get a medal or something.
Something,
All by himself. He had no backup.
nothing. Yikes!
Oh, it's a bad spot to be in a gunfight. Anyway, my point is, I would deploy for 6 to 12 months at a time. Cops, firefighters, EMS, and I say this a lot, like they deploy every day.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they're, even if they are racist or crooked or whatever, right? Like, you know, they're part of the system of what we are in North America.
Right.
And even if we're corrupt at certain levels or there's issues in other places, we're also way ahead of the game
Yes.
compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's easy for me to say I'm a blue-eyed white boy,
Sure.
but you know, I got into a bit of a tiff with my sister on Facebook. She posted a tweet from a guy, and it said, you know, the police, and this is post this, and this is the part that, like, how dare this guy do this,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no justification for shooting cops. And you know, someone was saying, oh, the Second Amendment guys, you know, talk about keeping their weapons to fight back against the government. Well, someone just did. Now everybody's upset. No, that guy wasn't fighting tyranny.
Yeah. No.
He
that's
just
not-
shot
Yeah.
cops that were actually protecting a Black Lives Matter protest from people that didn't want the protest happening.
That's right.
So he's just a dick.
Yeah.
So screw that guy. And then I'm losing my train of thought here.
You were talking about the tiff with your sister.
Oh, right. So she posted this tweet from this dude, and it said, the police are, protectors of the system, or they protect us and the system, but, you know, the part they leave out is that the system is a patriarchal, white dominance capitalism or something like that.
Right.
Again, I've talked about this. I don't think it's white dominance. I just think there's more white people in North America, and it was set up by white people. So that's just the way it is right now.
Right.
You go to, like, India, it's all Indian people.
Right.
You go to China, they're all Chinese.
That makes
You go to Africa, they're all Black African.
Right.
Running the show. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because there's more of them.
Yeah.
So I just put a comment, like, tweeted in one of the few countries in the world where you can freely tweet this and not have the, you know, and I put quotes around, police show up and kick your door in when the
Right.
government sees it.
For sure.
Right? If you add up all the countries in the world, there's probably less than 30% of the countries where you can say that openly
Right.
and not have somebody get in your face about it
That's scary.
from the government.
Yeah.
And then she did the usual, yeah, you're white and male, so you don't have an opinion. And
Right,
I kind of
right.
lost it on her because I'm just tired of that bullshit. I
Yeah.
get so mad at that. Like, oh, I have no opinion. I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
You couldn't possibly.
Because what I say, my comeback to her was, well, I've been a few places and I've seen a few things, and I think what we have, even if it's not perfect, is we're just way ahead of the game, and that compared to most of the world. Oh no, and then that's when she said that. I can't remember. Anyway, I got really mad at her. Anyway, I'm just tired of that shit. Anyway, but you know, like, so yeah, like, we do have our issues, but this is, you know, North America is still probably the freest place in the world,
Right.
with the most opportunity
Yeah.
and the least amount of tax compared to what you get for it.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
a great
Somebody
place.
out there can school me. Happily be schooled. I know. I just know that I love Canada more than anything, and and when I look down south, I see nothing but good people trying to do what they can for the most part.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
course, there's always going to be dickheads.
Of course.
Like there's that kid who shot up the black church because he wanted to start a race riot and all that
Right.
crap. But so did this guy, this Michael Johnson guy, the black dude. He wanted to start. Clearly, he wanted to start something.
Yeah.
He thought, and then you have, there was a Facebook page of people celebrating him as a hero.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard about that.
And I'm like, well, everybody who likes this page should end up on a watch list. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, apparently they're saying that like he probably had much bigger plans too. They found evidence of like materials at his house to make bombs and things like that.
Didn't during the negotiations he tell them like you're going to find some IEDs?
Yeah, that's right.
And they haven't.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was just referring to what's at his house.
Yeah.
But
like they said that like they didn't officially say like what, but I think it was like the police chief said that there was like enough there to do like significant damage
there was
to
pipes
the city.
and lots of black powder, and I don't think there was any actual explosives, but there was lots of things to make explosives with.
Yeah.
And apparently this guy was training at like a civilian / paramilitary camp where you go and learn gunfighting stuff.
Right. Well, he was a reservist, right? And he
was in Afghanistan apparently,
that's
but they
right,
got
that's
sent
right.
home for being a bit of a pervert.
Oh.
Likes to
Red
steal
flag.
girls' panties and
Okay.
stuff.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
a good guy. Not a good guy.
Not great.
He's what we call a bad guy.
He's what we would call a bad guy.
Bad guy.
Apparently his lawyer though even said like, yeah, it was good for my client, but somebody screwed up letting him go home. Or no,
Right.
because he got honorably discharged from the army.
Okay.
And he was like, his lawyer at the time was interviewed, and he was like, yeah, I was surprised, but I wasn't going to argue. That was my client. So I was
Right,
like,
sure.
yeah, cool, right on, we'll take it.
Somebody did him a solid.
But when you look at this guy, you look at the kid that shot up the daycare and killed all the little kids. You look at the guy who went into Orlando. You're not again, guns are, I guess, what's used, but what do you think it is? There's more guns in North America than people.
Right.
Way more guns than people. Is this a mental problem or a gun problem?
Well, a gun just doesn't go off by itself.
Right.
Yeah.
There's the occasional tiff where somebody shoots like their buddy. A lot of these mass shootings, as they call them, which is apparently 4 or more.
That's right. That's
A lot of that's like within the family.
right.
Like these are like family beefs. A lot of them are like, or they're neighborhood beefs. Like
Okay.
they're like a group of buddies or people that like, I was watching a video. Was it today? Of these 3 guys were in their car, jamming, like smoking weed and jamming.
Right.
And suddenly, the front window of the car explodes and somebody
Yeah.
empties a clip into the car.
Oh, jeez.
I think all 3 of them survived, according to but it was live streaming on Facebook.
Okay.
And so that's 3 dudes. So I guess is that technically a mass killing or shooting? They're not all dead,
Right.
but it's a mass shooting according to the
Correct.
media
I
rules.
think so. I think that's right.
And
yeah.
I think the media, they don't do us any favors in this.
No, because that's a bigger story than today was great. Everything was awesome. Right? That's not a story.
Yeah, I saw an interesting. Well, no, not just that though, but they if 10 white people are shot and 1 black guy, they only report the black guy.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I guess.
Right.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw white guy shot by police. And according to the stats by the FBI, Harvard, and all these other places where even if they're skewed a little bit, they say way more. Again, there's way more white people than black people, so they should be, I guess, just by
Right.
the numbers more than being shot, because that's just the way it should. Like, right? If there's more,
that makes sense.
So, but like you never hear about it. Like even the big one I remember a few years ago, a SWAT team busted into this house and threw a flash bang grenade into a baby crib and burnt the face on this like
Right.
3-year-old.
Yeah.
And it only made the news like a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though, like, we talked about this, like, if you bust in my door yelling police, police in the middle of the night, like, I might shoot back.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know that you're police.
Yeah.
And what are you doing kicking my door in?
Yeah.
Just
Doesn't
knock.
make sense. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, man.
Anybody?
Hey, you got any weed in there? Come on in and look.
You
don't
got
need
bad
to.
stuff?
Well, but they do that. The cops. Part of the problem is the cop. It's like they got a toy and they want to use it. And I'm not trying. Okay, any cops? I'm not trying to talk shit. But what I'm saying is, if someone has a couple of joints,
Right.
even if they have a ton of weed in the garage and you know it's in there,
Yeah.
why are you busting down the door and throwing grenades and shooting dogs?
Right. Right.
Just knock on the door.
well, yeah. Okay. That would make sense.
I don't know, man. Like, to me, it just seems like, especially in the States where, like, a lot of places you're just allowed to have a gun.
yeah.
You don't need to have it locked up. It doesn't, like, you can just have a gun on. Like, actually, the one video of the guy in the car that his girlfriend recorded. Oh, it's proven to him he was pulled over because he looked like a robbery suspect.
Okay. Right.
It wasn't because a broken taillight, like she said.
right.
They played the audio of the cops being like, yeah, this guy looks like the suspect from this robbery from the other day.
Right. Okay.
And actually, I think she matched because they both matched the description.
right.
And I'm pretty sure they're sure that it was them that did the robbery.
Okay.
I don't know. That part I might not be right on. I'm probably going to get a bunch of like tweets and emails calling me an idiot. But what was I saying?
Yeah.
How did I lose my train of thought? I even took that.
You were talking about the guy who was driving.
Oh,
that
right. He
was,
had an open carry license.
Yeah.
Or he had
Yeah.
a carry license, even though he's a criminal.
Right.
First of all, how's a criminal getting a carry license? What
Probably
state is this where you can have a criminal record and still own a gun?
Probably not good. No.
I'm telling you, man, I'm all about guns. I love guns.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me say guns are bad. But what are we doing letting a criminal have guns?
Yeah. You probably shouldn't have that.
Some states, man, it's like you can walk up to a vending machine, put a quarter in, and like an AR-15 will fall out.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, and a water too.
Yeah, let me have that Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Our gun laws are pretty restrictive, but I think they're effective in avoiding the wrong people getting weapons.
Right.
At the same time, though, like, you have to get a license, and I've been saying this for years. You have to get a license to own a car.
Yep.
Why not get a license to own a gun?
Yeah.
Even if you have a gun in a place where you don't need a license, you still need to like get a permit to be hunting, and it's like a course,
right.
Because you have to
Yep.
learn how. They have to be sure that you're not going to like shoot the animal in the ass.
Right.
Like they want to be sure that you know how to shoot to kill because
right.
they don't want the animal suffering.
Yeah.
And that's pretty noble, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, and when I got my gun license in Canada, and it's a national law, it's a federal law here in Canada, you go and write your non-restricted license.
Yep.
And then that means you can buy like long bolt-action rifles, shotguns. There's some semi-automatics on the list that are non-restricted. Then those ones you can just take home.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and go be like, I want that one, and you can take it home. But you still on your like license, they know that you own it.
That's right.
Like it doesn't have to be registered or anything, but they know like you have a gun.
Yep.
Restricted weapons, so pistols and AR-15s basically, or anything that looks like an AR, and some other certain type of quote assault rifle unquote.
Right.
Like I said, a black powder musket. You shoot at me with it. That's assault, brother.
That's assault, brother.
That's
You
assault.
got it. Yeah.
If you have a restricted license, which means you've passed a criminal background check.
Yep.
You have promised to keep your guns safely locked up at all times with trigger locks. They can only be transported to and from the range or wherever you're going to be shooting,
Yep.
which must be a licensed range.
Yep.
So, that's good. But at any time, they can come and take it. And they know exactly which one you have, too.
Right.
Restricted ones, they know, like, the serial number.
Right.
So if they come and they go, where's pistol 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yep.
And you don't have it, and you didn't tell them, or so, like if anything goes wrong,
Yeah.
But my only beef with our laws are that they then restrict like magazine capacity and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
So I have for my AR-10 or my AR-15, unless I'm shooting with cops or army guys or anyone in the industry that's allowed to have 30-round magazines,
Yep.
I got to shoot my 5-round magazines.
Right. Okay.
It's a pain in the ass. I hate it.
Right.
You already know that I have it.
Yeah.
I already basically agree to a daily background check. That's
Yep.
basically what it is. Because as soon as
Yeah.
a criminal issue comes up on my record,
Right.
they can come and just take my guns.
We'll take those. Thank you.
Yeah. So why not just let me have 30-round magazines?
Right.
I don't even care. I'll mark each one, and you know how many I have.
Yeah.
Serialize the magazines.
Yep.
And I don't care. I'll do that. But just let me use the rifle the way it's meant to be used.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm picking fly shit out of Pepper, but
Right.
but I feel like this is something maybe they need in the States.
Yeah, they could probably use some of that.
Some states are way more restrictive than even Canada.
Right.
Like California just passed a bunch of laws that, again, punish legal gun owners.
Right.
The ones that, follow the law.
Right. Yes.
But guess what a criminal's doing? They have an AK-47 under
Whatever
the
they want.
passenger seat.
Yeah.
With all the, they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to be like, oh, what's California gun laws say? Oh, I can only have a 5-round magazine and I can't have the. Oh, okay, so I better not.
That's really gonna.
No,
hurt
they're
my
gonna be like-
robberies.
Yeah, they're just going to go get whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's so weird how that happens, but anyway, I'm just really upset about this guy doing this. And
That's
I will
awful.
always back the police at the end of the day. I know we talked about a lot of shit there, but so coming around full circle. Oh, and apparently like firefighters and paramedics were like right up there with the cops hunting this
Right.
guy down.
Okay.
Pulling the injured in, like
Right.
getting people out of the way. And the police would be like, "Hey, you guys got to turn around now. We're getting close." And the firefighters like, "Yeah, we're not going anywhere."
Badasses.
Well, that's the people. Like
Awesome.
they wear your the flag of your city or your
Yep.
province or your country on their shoulder, and they're there to protect us from douchebags like this.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just that type of people.
Yeah. And anyone who wants to justify what he did for any reason can just fuck off.
Yeah. Big time.
There's no way I will justify what he did whatsoever. Hey, if a cop shoots someone that he shouldn't have, like that guy in Toronto,
Right.
the kid's on the bus. Yeah, he has a knife, but there's nobody else on the bus with him.
Right.
What are you doing on the bus? Get
Yeah.
off the bus, stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid came at me with his knife. Get off the bus.
Right.
You don't need to put 10 rounds into the guy.
Yeah.
Just wait for the negotiator to wait for him to fall asleep. He'll get tired and have to go pee eventually.
Right. Yes.
What are you doing shooting him?
True. True.
That shooting, 100%, that cop should go to jail.
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say whoever his boss was on the scene who didn't grab him by the scruff of the neck and go, "Get off the bus, stupid."
Right.
Let the poor kid that's in there having a freak out.
Yeah.
He's on there. He can't hurt anybody.
Yep.
If he starts to hurt himself, then we'll go in and tase him.
Yep.
But you shoot him?
Not good.
Yeah. You're not allowed to be a cop anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we find out the ones that shouldn't be cops anymore often when stuff like that happens.
Right.
And that's what gets people so riled up, I think.
True.
And we see these videos where, I was a bouncer. Like, if you saw me taking somebody out of the club and you didn't see why I was, then you'd be pissed off. And that happens.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You take a guy out of the club and then his friends are like, "Yo, man, come on. What's going on?" But, he punched a girl in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what? Really? No, he wouldn't. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Or she threw a bottle at a chick or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, your friend's a maniac. Get him out of the club.
Definitely.
Right? So I'm just for me, it's just such a big bummer that this happened. And what is good? Well, and then for a couple days after, I guess there were a few other ambush attacks on cops.
Yeah, like I don't have any information on it, but I kept seeing like articles pop up about in like other cities and states like that, like cops not feeling safe or being like extra worried about like ambush, and there's situations coming up.
Yeah. I remember in 2002, I know I keep getting off track with this guy. Basically, the Dallas shooting sucks, and I'm glad they used a robot to blow him up. But
Go on.
But
But
part of me is a little bit trepidatious comments about the use of a robot to blow him
Okay.
up. I get it. He wasn't going to surrender, and he was like, I'm going to murder as many white cops as I can before you take me down.
Right.
So screw you, just blow him up. The black police chief of the Dallas police was like, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Get that rope. out of
And then
here.
someone was like, would you do it again? He's like, yeah, I'd do it 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
If I had a situation like that 10 times, I'd use a bomb 10 times.
Yep.
From a robot.
Yeah.
2002, I was at a sniper competition in the States, and there was 2 Marine Corps snipers there.
Right.
That were reserve Marines, I guess.
Okay.
I can't remember. I think it's from the Marine Reserve. Anyway, they were Marines and they were snipers, but they were LA cops.
Right. Okay.
Like, that was their real life.
Yep.
And so they we were talking about it, and at the time there was something about gangbangers in LA and how they were like saying that they're so hard done by, and I think I was talking about like the movie Colors,
Okay.
or what's the one with Sean Penn? That's Colors, isn't it?
Ooh.
Colors. Colors.
I think so.
Yeah, it's Sean
but-
Penn and dude from Apocalypse Now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall. Yes.
And in the movie, or in that, was it that one, or maybe it's another one where like they show the cops just being real dicks to the gangbangers.
Right.
And then I think at that time in the news there was talk about like LAPD and how they behave, and the LAPD has issues going back to like the 1940s, right?
Right.
When it comes to race and stuff like that. So like there's no denying that there's like tension and history there.
Sure.
But at the same time, so I said to the guys, it's like, is it like, if it was really like, if I was them and you guys were fucking with me that bad, like I would just go to like, I just ambush you guys.
Right.
I would sit and wait, and he's like, and they're like, yeah, but it's not as bad as they make it sound, and you're also thinking like a trained soldier.
Right.
He's like, the bad guys aren't that smart.
You-
A lot of them just don't think like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But they were like, because I was saying, like, don't you guys like get scared? Like in the movies, like every gangbanger has an AK-47 or they have a
Right.
pistol, and he's like, yeah, that's the movies. Like,
Right.
I mean, they're like, there's a lot of guns, but they're not all carrying Uzis and AK-47s.
Right, okay,
Like,
yeah,
a
yeah.
couple of them have it, but they use it on each other.
Okay. It's not like that.
Well, like, yeah. So anyway, I just remember thinking that. But nowadays, because of this stuff, there's been a lot of cop murders in the past. But again, it's kind of like the same thing with these shootings. You didn't hear about them.
Right.
Now a cop gets shot anywhere, and you hear about it on the news.
Right.
So you're thinking like, oh my god. And you see the comments on social media, and if you want to like be depressed and think there's no hope for humanity,
Oh, yeah.
read the comment section on any of these articles from either side, and you're just
100%.
like,
100%.
I gotta like go watch puppy dogs frolic or something to feel better.
Yeah.
I just think we hear about it more. I
Yeah.
honestly don't think that there's more. They say today you are less likely to be hurt by another human being than at any other time in history, and there's 7.5 billion of us.
Right. Yeah. But it's just we have.
But
like,
we hear about everything.
we hear about everything, and everything is live streamed within 2 minutes of it, like
Yeah.
actually happening.
Well,
and then it's replayed and rehashed.
A little kid almost gets snatched off the sidewalk in some hodunk town somewhere,
Right.
and everyone in the whole country's locking their kids in their bedroom.
That's right.
And it's like, well, that used to happen back in the past.
Yeah.
It's just we didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
And I was allowed to walk around all day,
Yeah.
even after dark.
Right.
Right? But now, like, you ask a parent of an 8-year-old or 9-year-old, yeah, can they come over to the house? Oh,
Right.
no,
yeah.
they can't walk anywhere on their
It's
own.
different. It's very.
Well, they're
different.
9.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't want to get snatched. When was the last time you heard about a kid getting snatched around here?
I know.
Like, never?
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I go on some rants.
Oh yeah.
I keep wanting to point at the camera now because I feel like people are watching me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so bring it full circle. the Black Lives Matter Toronto thing.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember hearing about a Black Lives Matter founder saying something to like along the lines like, please Allah, give me the strength not to kill men and all these white folk today?
Yes, I saw that.
So I thought that was an American Black Lives Matter thing.
Right.
Because, you know, like we talked about this, there's some serious relevance to some of what they protest against.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've come back a little bit on the side of maybe they're full of shit.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of back on the fence.
Right.
I'm not going to say, like, you know, again, as an organization, you know, even if you read the list of demands from the Black Lives Matter or from the Pride Toronto thing, it's mostly about like just hire more black people.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, maybe they're, you know, like again, if like do the numbers support having that many?
Right.
Like, is there that many in the community, or are we just going to hire a bunch of black people just to do it?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but whatever, that's for them to figure out. I'm not really going to care about that. But anyways, no, that was the Black Lives Toronto.
Right.
Black Lives Matter Toronto founder wrote that on Twitter.
Okay. Interesting.
So anything she has to say or the organization she's affiliated with from now on, to me, I'm just like, I don't want to hear anything you say.
Yeah.
Why would you write that?
Yeah.
Even if you're upset and a little flower who needs a safe space and doesn't want clapping, like, did you know that this is how they is how they applaud in a safe space? Because
Okay.
clapping is deemed too aggressive.
Wow. Well.
So they snap.
Okay. Like it's some sort of jazz club or something.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you. I was
okay.
getting. I'm sorry. I was getting a little
Safe
riled
space.
up there.
Oh,
That eats you up, eh?
I hate it.
Ooh.
Safe space? You know what safe space is?
What?
It's a spot where a couple of individuals are allowed to be tyrants.
Right.
Because if you disagree with anything being said by anyone,
Yeah.
you're ostracized and kicked out of the space.
Right.
How is that debate?
True.
How is that discussion?
Not even close.
How is that discord? It's like, and you know, and this is one of my beefs with the Black Lives Matter movement is, unless you completely agree with them 100%, like you're racist,
Right. Yeah.
you know. And like I'm like, no,
It doesn't
I'm not.
leave
But
things open for.
you're not banning the cops from the parade.
Right. Yeah.
Period. How about that?
Done.
You know, and you know how I was saying, like, they're just gonna debate it, or they're gonna debate and they're gonna negotiate now. No, they're saying no. That's our demand. If you don't meet it, then you're racist.
Right.
That's what they're saying now. And I'm like, hey man, how am I supposed to take you guys seriously?
Yeah, and
It's called give and take.
And how do you make any ground anywhere on any of the issues if that's what it comes down to? It just doesn't work. It doesn't leave things open.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you can't use where the way things were in the past is not your ticket to whatever you want now.
Right. Yeah.
I think. I don't know. But again, I grew up middle class and white, so
There you go.
maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Eventually the media is going to pick up on this podcast, eh?
Right.
Today, CFRA 580 here in Ottawa wanted to talk about my Facebook post.
Okay.
Did you see the one where I wrote, keep calm and return fire?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and it said, hey, all my law enforcement friends, if the shit gets real, keep calm and return fire.
Yep.
Better to be judged by Facebook than carried by 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% mean it.
Right.
You know? If the shit gets real, keep calm and return fire.
Yeah.
And anyway, I didn't talk to them about it because today was the big meeting with City Council and the new city manager and how we're going to restructure City Hall staff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So the mayor didn't want anybody talking to the radio.
Yep.
But I know that their angle, or somebody who told them to look at it, angle is that, well, Jody's telling them to shoot people.
Right.
No, it's definitely not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you gotta, shoot to kill.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
If you feel you gotta, you don't, people shoot him in the leg. Yeah, no, you're not shooting anybody in the leg.
Right.
Actually, I watched a video of a guy, cop shooting a guy in the leg. The guy bled out in less than a minute.
Right.
Shot him right through the femoral artery.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Dead. Like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was in like Iran, I think, or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really kind of a weird video.
Yeah.
If you Google it, it's like Iranian cop shoots knife wielding man or something.
Right. Okay.
Right through, and you just watch the guy. He's like turns pale, and just like an ocean of blood is pouring out of him, and everybody's just standing there looking at him like, "Oh yeah." So, and one guy in the after the guy's clearly dead, takes his belt off and starts putting a tourniquet on.
Oh boy, not quite. Not quite.
It's not funny. A guy died, but it's kind of funny. And I don't want to talk about Black Lives Matter anymore. I don't know, man. This whole thing is it's just a bit of a bummer. You got a coach's corner?
Yeah.
We've been at this for just over an hour. Why don't you hit us with some knowledge?
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna relax.
You wanted me to look at that IV therapy, correct?
I did.
The IV nutrient therapy.
Yeah.
So
so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the States, because they have this thing called what do we have up here? We have social medicine, right?
Yep.
So down there they have medicine for profit, whatever you want to call it. You can go to like a spa, and you can get a vitamin push or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And it'll be like vitamin B and all the minerals, and like you walk out feeling like $1 million. It's a couple $100 apparently.
Right.
But you do that every couple months, feel like it might be worth it.
Yeah.
Or maybe just because I want it.
Right. Just do it because.
And they had it for a minute in Canada, and then guess what? Oh yeah, you can't.
So we're not doing that.
Yeah, you're not. I know you're an adult, but you
can't make.
And I know you have money, but yeah,
you can't take it, and you can't make that decision.
Okay, so hit us.
All right. So what we're talking about here, IV therapy. So it can be like a custom blend of minerals and nutrients and vitamins that your body needs. So this must be based on blood work, so that you've gone to have blood work so that you know where you're deficient.
Right.
And then so that you can have like a custom blend for you that's put right into your bloodstream.
Right.
So it's 100% absorbable. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah. And water soluble. So if there's too much of it, your body will just excrete.
Flush it out.
Yeah, it'll just excrete what it doesn't need, right? So it's going to top up kind of all of your systems that way.
Because I remember like reading about like the Rat Pack,
right?
Frank Sinatra and all those guys. Like they'd go out partying
right.
all night, and then they'd have a doctor come by the house the next day and give them all like vitamin B shots and stuff like that.
Fix them all up with a good boost.
Because it's the same thing basically.
Yeah. So I mean, like it seems like a great thing to do. And I was going through they say like the list of things that can help is like everything.
Yeah.
It's it's like fatigue and low energy.
Well,
and headaches, migraines, allergies, cold and flu, like everything.
I had pneumonia last time I was in LA. Yeah. And I felt it coming because I was going on like a trip, like it was a long trip.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get one before I went because I was going to like Saskatchewan for a couple days, and then I was going down. So it was about a week-long trip. I said, I'll go get one of these things.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you can't.
Right.
Yeah, we offered that for a minute, and then the whatever OHIP banned it, or the League of Doctors or whatever they are.
Right.
Said, yeah, you can't just do that anymore.
You're going to feel too good.
Well, didn't Atkins, wasn't he a big fan of vitamin treatment? Like what they call like mega dosing?
I'm not sure if he was. But I mean, I could see that because like you can't especially if you're restricting your foods into like certain smaller categories, right? Then you're going to be missing out on some nutrients and vitamins and things like that. So
but
this would be a great
mega
thing.
Dosing of certain vitamins a way to like not cure cancer, but like resist it. Like if you have cancer, you can kind of like hold it at bay with mega doses of certain vitamins.
Yeah, like I've seen like some studies of like vitamin C for example at these huge doses of like holding off symptoms of cancer and things like that, and not allowing cells to mutate as fast, right?
Interesting.
But it's but
so
you really
did
have
you
to
find
dig
out
that
why
stuff.
they outlawed it?
No, I didn't find out why they outlawed it
In Canada anyway.
Right. Yeah, but I think you can get this if you go to like a naturopath.
Well, that's where I was trying to go, but they all had stopped doing it.
But I think that you can just like if you want to pony up and pay for it.
Sorry. I had to get a doctor's note first.
Right.
I had to be referred.
Okay.
So that cost the taxpayer money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to spend taxpayer money to go and get some vitamins?
Yeah, that man. What a
That
bummer.
to
What
me
a
was the
bummer.
real, and that was why I was like, well, I don't have time for that, so I'm just gonna not do it.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like maybe I'm oversimplifying, but according to my buddies in the States, like you just show up and you go, yeah, I want this,
Right.
and they do like they I guess they poke and prod you a little bit, but it's not like a big rigor. It's not a big process.
Yeah.
It's like you show up and within an hour or so you're getting your IV drip of vitamins.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a great thing to do. Like as long as you know where you're deficient, like to like top
Even
up
if you
the
don't,
system.
how
Right.
much can it hurt you to have vitamin B?
Right. Yeah. It's not.
You maybe will have a kidney stone.
Yeah. You're not going to keel over from it.
Revive.
Yeah,
Go-
the place was in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. Go there for a hangover cure. This place also does.
IV treatments, booster shots.
Yeah, and then underneath places.
Yeah, but you probably have to be like a client. Go to IV treatments.
I'll go book now.
Well, I want to see the products though. So this is REVIV online, folks. So go left. Yeah. Mega. What's a royal flush? Show me the royal flush.
Ooh.
That makes me excited. I'm getting tingly. Listeners are like, stop reading the internet. Oh. Best for maximum recovery and detoxification. See, detoxification is such a shitty word. Like, what are you detoxing? Like, are you all full of like sewage and sludge? Like, what's wrong with you?
Of course you are.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm detoxing this weekend. Like, of what?
Yeah.
Like,
So I was looking at one here. It's the website's myottawanaturopath.ca.
yeah, been on there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't get it.
Come on.
No, but what's it say?
Because like it says that there's all these different treatments. There's like the energy booster, the immune booster,
Okay.
the wound healer.
You know what? I'm gonna when I get back from my trip. By the way, folks, I'm going on a 10-day trip, so we're gonna miss next week's podcast. But when I get back, let's go to that.
Okay.
Let's go do it.
Let's go check it out.
I'm not scared.
Let's see what's going on in there.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
There or somewhere else in Ottawa, but Matt found a place in Toronto called Revive. Go back to the Royal Flush. So the Royal Flush restores hydration, replenishes essential minerals and vitamins, boosts your... You know what? Just getting the IV drip is probably like mega wicked for most people because they say the average person's dehydrated at all times anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Boosts your immune system, decreases inflammation, relieves pain and nausea, delivers an energy boost, detoxifies the body, and cleanses vital organs. Best for maximum recovery. Again, detoxify, whatever, but...
I'm a big fan of finding out how much better can I feel.
Go to Mega Boost. It's probably like just billions of cc's of vitamin B and C.
The Mega Boost.
What? Okay, it's the same description as the other one.
Yeah,
Go down.
It's best for the maintenance of health and vigor. Ooh,
Okay,
I like that
thanks.
word.
So
I
it
like
doesn't-
vigor.
It's not detoxifying me, but
Hi,
it's making me keep
I'm
going.
here to
Isn't
increase
vigor
my
another
vigor.
word for boners?
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but not necessarily.
That's a.
But I do like where your head's at.
Isn't that what they write on like all those like natural stimuli?
Right, yeah. I wouldn't know, but
me
I
neither.
I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Why not?
Okay, that's cool. So maybe I'll check out Revive next time I'm in Toronto. Hey, yeah, go to Book Now. See if you can get me an appointment.
But yeah, we'll check out the place here and we'll see what's going on.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just like this, and then like we'll come in and do a podcast, and we won't be able to shut up because we'll be all full like.
Yeah. It's only 4 hours.
So is that it for your coach's corner?
Yeah, man. That's good.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Jody 3.0.
Tell me, what's going on?
Do I look like I've been in the gym?
Well, No.
Well, here's a good thing. I had to buy 34-inch waist jeans again.
Okay.
I walked
Yeah.
into the Lucky store at the mall
Yep.
because I only wear Lucky jeans.
Sure.
Because when you unzip it says Lucky Me.
Right.
And the guy like takes one look at me in there. He's like, "Hey man, what are you doing in humongous jeans?" I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "What are those? Like a 36? You're lucky if you're at 34." I'm like, "Keep talking.
Go
All
on,
right.
sir.
Yeah. I'll buy every jean in the
Yeah.
store if you keep talking like that."
Yeah.
But no, like I was a 34 or less waist
Right.
from 18 on,
Okay. Yep.
and I would always buy 34, 36 pants. That was it.
Right.
Don't. Oh no, these 34 lengths fit. That. Shut up, stupid.
Yeah. No.
Now, because I'm an inch shorter because of the prosthetics.
Right.
34, 34. Or
Right.
I was getting 36, 34.
Okay.
For a minute, I might have been 38, 34.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Bit of a fat guy. Hey man, just quick tip: if your waist is a bigger number than your inseam,
Right.
you might want to start doing some sit-ups.
There you go.
It's coach's corner for you right there. So I'm pretty stoked because the last time I wore 34-inch pants, 2007.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a comeback.
it's and they fit well.
Right on.
Like it's not like just barely fit. No.
Yeah, yeah, you're
It's-
not suffering in
It's
it.
fine.
Right on.
I had to buy a new belt.
Yeah.
A smaller belt. 'cause
Right on.
I could like do the belt, my old belt, up to the last hole, and it would like still. Wouldn't even have to undo it to take it off.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's not working.
So, so anyway, like I've been saying about Jody 3.0, one of the biggest expenses has been new clothes.
Yeah.
Like I had to buy a new suit. I'm buying now. I got one new pair of jeans, and like Lucky jeans ain't cheap. They're $150.
Yeah, they don't hand them out.
But once I get back from this trip, so I'm going away for 2 weeks. I'm going to the Writers Fest in Saskatchewan.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So I'll be there tomorrow till Sunday.
Cool.
And then Sunday, I'm flying to St. John's, Newfoundland to go to Memorial University and doing what's called the Entrepreneurial Boot Camp put
Go
on
on.
by the Prince's, not Princess, the Prince's
Prince's.
Charities, as in Prince Charles. So the Prince Charles's Charities.
Yeah.
And this one is for veterans who want to start their own business.
Cool.
And as we've talked about, Jody wants to open a gym.
Yep.
And I'm dead. Like I'm
You're on it.
regardless of whatever else happens with the podcast, with politics, with the book, whatever. I'm gonna have this gym. As long as it doesn't lose money, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Right
You
on.
know, one day I won't want to do anything else, but at least maybe I could like hang out in my gym and
Yeah.
drink like paleo coffee and and bone broth and just like
Right on.
hang out with fit people.
That sounds right.
But it'll become like HQ for everything.
Right.
So
Cool.
we'll podcast from there. We'll like hang out there. We'll work out there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll move the fan. Maybe we'll build an apartment over top and live there.
Perfect.
Who knows what could happen? The
Yeah.
future is bright. But so every one of my friends that's done this course.
Yep.
So it's 7 days of like 8 till 8 or later of just like cramming this like bit because it's the business school.
Right.
So you get partnered up with like a 4th year business student.
Okay.
And they just all day they just cram this stuff into you.
Dump this information.
And
on you.
everyone I know has done it within 24 months of starting their business.
Yep.
And many of them already had a business going.
Right.
Within 24 months of the course, business is in the black
Yeah.
and they're rocking it.
Nice.
Like just rocking and rolling.
That's great.
So I'm like, okay, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it. But to go along with it, right, when I get back, I will have, I'm going to go with 14 weeks before the comp.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I'm just going to have to like just kick the shit out of myself.
Focus in.
Yeah, Nick's not too worried.
Right.
We've accepted that I'm not going to be as big as I should be, as
Okay.
in muscle size.
Right.
But with the way things are shaping out, he's like, yeah, for sure you'll be like shredded.
Cool.
I'm like, really? I'm like, still jiggly and
Right.
stuff. He's like, yeah. Because he told me that at the beginning. He said you're gonna like kind of lean out from the top and bottom to the middle.
Right,
He's like,
yes.
the last thing to go will be your like belly fat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how can we make that first thing to go?
Right, yeah.
Like,
That's the secret.
That's the thing that I really want to get rid of. He's like, yeah, I know, and that's everybody does, but and so what I've told him too is because of the infection and because of like just stuff just constantly coming up, this can be like my practice, my virgin comp.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll do it again.
Yep.
Now, knowing exactly all the steps, and I'll actually like plan my schedule for the year
Right.
around the comp.
Okay. Yep.
Because I really feel like, did I tell you CT Fletcher followed me on Twitter?
No.
You know who CT Fletcher is, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
He's
under
amazing.
Pile
The
Rock.
Superman from Compton.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Not only did he follow me, on Twitter, he sent me a DM.
Okay.
I might have sent him one.
Sure.
But I sent it to him after I saw that he followed me. I was
Right.
like, hey, man, thanks for the follow. Check it out. I'm doing my first comp November 5th. And he sent me this one like, I command you to do awesome, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yes, sir.
I will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really loved if we can get him on the Jody Mitic podcast. What?
Yeah. Too cool.
Gotta be in the club first, though.
Yeah.
I feel like if I walked into his gym and I wasn't like looking like a bodybuilder, he'd be like, why are you here to talk to me?
Who's this guy? Beat it, nerd.
Beat it. Go kick the rocks in that parking lot, nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, if you don't know who CT Fletcher is, you should look him up. It'll change your life.
He is intense. He
Um,
is intensity.
Yeah, so Jody 3.0, whew, for all the fanfare that it started with, it's not off track. Clearly, like I'm still like even Alana said that today. She said like you're still losing weight.
Yep.
You're not. I haven't lost too much muscle mass, but I stopped gaining as well though.
Right.
Like remember we were talking about like my shirts were getting tight.
Yeah.
And they've lost the tightness around the
Sleeves were
shoulders.
exploding off your shirt.
So when I get back from this trip, though, I only have one day that I'm gone to film a TV show,
Right.
which is going to be awesome, by the way, guys.
Can you talk about that?
Sure can't.
Okay. Not yet.
I will though. When it comes out, it'll be dope. It'll be
Okay.
amazing.
Awesome.
But I'm still focused on being on stage November 5th
Okay.
and looking as good as I
I
can.
like it.
Yeah, I'm still pretty excited about it.
Good.
Yeah. So Jody 3.0, it's definitely been a huge learning curve, but I needed it. Like I wouldn't be a 34-inch waist in my pants without it,
Right. Yeah.
and still shrinking.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't be.
Yeah. It's
I wouldn't
giving
be
you the
ordering.
focus.
I wouldn't be ordering custom-made suits.
Right.
Because when I was like feeling good about myself, like I'm wearing the suit that I bought then, and it's like huge in the waist. I'm like, how fat was I? And yeah, I know I wasn't like fat. Like anyone looking at me would, and even like if I was looking at someone like the way I looked, I would be
Yeah.
like, you're not fat, dude. Like relax. But what's that body dysmorphia?
Yeah.
I don't think I have that. You know, and they talk about like the sexualization of women in video games and comic books and that. Like, how do you think guys feel?
Yeah.
Like when I look at Batman and he's shredded, huge shoulders, tiny waist,
Yeah.
shirt off, like flexing in his body armor. Like, yeah, that doesn't make me feel self-conscious
You're like,
at
oh, man.
all.
You're like, oh,
You know,
man.
growing up reading that or like any like superhero in the movies
True,
or whatever,
true.
just like, yeah, it's all six packs and huge pecs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Schwarzenegger in Running Man didn't make me feel like I need to get in the gym or anything. Or in
Nah.
Predator.
Nah.
Nah.
Stallone and Rambo?
Ah,
Come on, this guy.
he didn't make me feel like a huge wuss. Like I was inadequate for the women in the world.
Yeah, of course. Super wuss.
I don't know. I do agree that women's body armor in video games needs to like get a little more practical, but
Sure.
I'm just saying, like, hey, we feel it too, ladies. Okay,
yeah, it's out there, and
you
it's
know,
real.
we don't all have humongous pecs and giant biceps,
Yeah.
like they are in the comic books.
That's right. That's right.
Except for like me. I mean,
Well, yeah, us excluded. I mean, we're just talking for everyday people.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But like, you know, so I don't think I have body dysmorphia, but I definitely have a vision of what I feel like I should look like
Right. Yep.
and how I felt when I felt best in the past.
Yep.
And I'm almost back there.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
And then once I have it again, why would I ever want to lose it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the key.
But that infection really messed with me.
It's a big
like I'm
bummer.
still feeling it.
Yeah.
To deal with it though, I got like a big bottle of kombucha, and I ordered Total Gut Health.
Yeah.
From Onnit.
That's right.
ONNIT. I'm not sure why I'm plugging it because they don't sponsor us, but
But it's super awesome.
it actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take this. It's a package of pills. I'm not sure exactly. It's got enzymes and probiotics and prebiotics and everything is in there. And you take it with a meal.
Yep.
And I actually like noticed it. Like I noticed a difference.
You can feel it working. That like yeah.
Well, I just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
good.
okay.
And like that's what your supplements should be like. You know, you should be like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah, well, especially for me because my digestive system has been such a wreck since all the antibiotics.
Yeah, there's a number on it.
I really notice it when something like is good for me or not.
Yep.
And then like it being off. Like so I just did a round of antibiotics and my guts were like feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like you're walking around doubled over like but like you're just constantly going like I just don't feel right.
That's right.
Luckily I like a bland diet anyway. But with the Jody 3.0, it's basically meat, shredded, not lettuce, spinach. Nick has me eating ground beef for breakfast.
Delicious.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
So I get 180 grams of ground beef and a cup of spinach for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like
Yummy.
before the gym.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm like,
I'm into
it's
that.
just it's delicious actually. I like wake up looking forward to it now. Like,
I know.
because I used to go work out empty stomach, and then
Right.
I'd have my protein shake, and then I'd have like a breakfast, you know,
Right.
around 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now I wake up and I'm like, oh, Daddy gets to eat his ground beef.
I know it feels nutty.
Oh, I know. And I don't know if I haven't asked because I don't kind of want to hear the answer.
Right.
I haven't asked if I'm supposed to drain the fat out.
Right.
'Cause I don't.
Yeah.
So like when it's in the container in the fridge, it looks like marbled.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there's like every now and then there's like a ring of white fat.
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
just be like chipping away at it and like dumping it into the plate and like
Absolutely.
stirring it up in the microwave.
Just do it. Just do
But it
it.
tastes so good.
I know. That's
I
delicious.
know.
I've given up the like you have to stick to breakfast foods at breakfast. Nah, wrong. I eat whatever I,
I eat
want.
breakfast for supper.
Yeah, breakfast
Bacon
for
and
supper
eggs
is
at
awesome.
10 at night.
Man,
Why would you want it any other time?
when we were young and we would end up having like bacon and eggs for dinner, it was like the best day of the week.
It was
amazing.
it was the one thing you
And
look
it
forward
still
to
is.
after the bar.
Right, yeah.
Oh wait, is Zach's Diner still open? Oh shit, let's get some scrambled eggs and
Let's go.
sausages.
I know.
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
thing ever.
I still might do that now and then.
Right. Yeah,
Elgin
of course.
Street Diner in Ottawa is open 24 hours.
Right.
I'll go there sometimes and just like middle of the night if I can't sleep.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Can't sleep, eh, Jody?" Be like, 3 eggs, extra bacon.
I'm doubling down on the
Yeah.
bacon tonight. Let's get weird. Yep.
Yeah, but I tell you, this bodybuilding thing has been a real like eye opener and challenge, and
Yeah.
I don't want to start bodybuilding,
Yeah.
but the physique, there's something to it. You know,
Cool. That's
I
great.
started following a bunch of them on Instagram too to help keep me like in the mindset.
Yep.
So like, I don't know about you. I grew up eating cereal,
Right. Oh yeah.
Rice Krispies and cornflakes.
Captain Crunch. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I
no.
crunched. I was a crunch man. for
My
sure.
mom was the kind of parent that would read the label on everything and be like, "Oh, there's too many grams of sugar."
Right.
I love her for it now
Yeah. Yeah.
because
yeah.
I was not a chubby kid at all. Like I was fit and lean,
Yep.
and so I do the same thing to my kids.
Yep.
You know, and I'll be like, 9 grams of sugar, and like I'll be like, could you imagine what like pour out 9 grams of sugar
Yeah.
and be like, go ahead, let your kid eat that.
Yeah.
Who would give that to your kid? 9 grams of sugar, 10 grams, 15 grams.
People
I looked at
wouldn't
a
do it.
Coke can today. During city council, like there's like we have like a green room
Yeah.
where we can go and kind of chill out, get a coffee, have a glass of water, and just kind of like not be in the council.
Right.
So I picked up a Pepsi because I was this close.
Yeah.
Because I was so just like didn't like it was just dragging on, and I was hungry, and I couldn't eat my food. Like I had a bag full of food, but
Right.
a Pepsi now is like 42 grams of sugar.
That's heavy.
When we were kids, wasn't it like 25 or something?
That's what I would have thought.
That's
Yeah.
what like in my mind. That's what I had. I had
Right.
like 26 grams of sugar per serving.
Right.
Anyway,
Yikes.
so cereal is like one of my. So if I'm awake at night, especially because it used to be like my bedtime snack,
Right. Yeah.
I'm damn near 40, and if I'm awake past 10 p.m.,
Yeah.
I start to go. I start looking over at the kitchen where the Shreddies are,
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
and of course Alana buys Honey Nut Cheerios
Ooh.
and multigrain Cheerios, which are probably better than the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's like we're talking like millimeters on the scale here.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll be like, and every now and then I eat a bowl,
Right. Yeah.
and I feel shame. Like the first few bites,
A
because
big
it's still
bowl of
crunchy.
shame. Yeah.
It's still crunchy, and the milk is still really cold, and you're just like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
And you're watching Netflix, and then like by the end of the bowl, you're like,
Crying into
why
it.
did I do this?
I should stop.
Nick would be so
Nom.
disappointed. Nom, nom.
And you're like, oh no, there's leftover milk. I better not waste that.
Oh,
Jump
yeah,
a little
jump
bit more. in.
or just drink it, like
Yeah.
the sugar milk.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm such a disaster, but I don't drink,
Yeah.
which is another bonus to this bodybuilding
For
thing.
sure.
And I do really, besides the occasional, Nick, if Nick sees this, he's gonna kill me. The occasional midnight bowl of cereal.
Right.
My diet's on point.
Right on. That's
Even though
awesome.
I'm not working out as much as I should be, my diet is still on point.
Well, it's even more important then, if
Yeah.
you're not able to get in all of the work or you hadn't been in the last few weeks,
Yeah.
then the diet's got to be tight.
Well, like again, Alana we were just, I was packing my bag for my trip, and she's looking at me, and she's just like sticking, like she's like, I know you haven't been in the gym for about 2 weeks because of the infection, but like you still like look like you're losing weight and everything. She's
Right
like,
on.
so sticking to the diet is obviously working.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I guess, maybe there's like a tipping point too. So my body's reached a point where as long as I don't overload it,
Right.
it's gonna it's gonna keep itself on point,
Right.
right? Because the body's very smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll do what it has to with whatever you give it.
Yep.
And for a while there, like I just couldn't move as much, and I was so depressed that I ate just gallons of ice cream.
Right.
You know, but I've always been health conscious.
Yep.
My whole life. Have I ever told you about going to Thailand for colonoscopies? No, not. Is it colonics?
Right. No.
No,
No. Are we booked?
I've done it. I'm just saying,
okay. Right.
So I went to Thailand, like before I got wounded,
Right.
and so this was 2006.
Okay.
And me and my girlfriend at the time were both kind of like, we like to party, but we like to stay fit
Sure.
and healthy. So, and I remember reading in Maxim magazine this article about these places in Thailand, these resorts where you go and you get like colonics,
Right. Yeah.
which are like fancy. I don't know, what is that? Enemas.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like
yeah.
fancy
Yeah.
enemas,
Yeah,
so
that's
like
right.
coffee or whatever.
Yep.
And so I'm like, hey, do you want to go to one of these resorts? And she's like, shit, yeah, that'd be awesome. Neither of us really thinking it through. Like we're on vacation. And so we spent 5 days not eating
Yeah.
and just shitting our brains out.
Amazing.
But we both had the same reaction though the first time.
right.
Because you go in this private little thing and you get your bag and you get the like hose to stick it in there and
Yeah.
and they actually give you like a strainer
Okay.
because so you can like see what comes out.
Scary.
And like I remember in the article, like the guys were like talking about like just all this disgusting stuff coming out of them.
Right.
And we both came out the first time. We're like, there's nothing there.
Nothing happened.
And then we're like, well, what's in all these articles? These guys are talking about this and that. And then we both kind of realized, like, oh, we don't eat bad to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we're not the typical, like, Snicker bar, Kentucky Fried Chicken eating, like, just
Yep.
people. Anyway, we're always, like, even back then when you could still eat bread, it was whole grain and it was, protein. And even though I wasn't, like, Atkins, I was still, like, high protein. And when I did have, like, pasta or bread, it was whole wheat or,
Right.
I wouldn't eat all, like, it wasn't just, I just wasn't jamming my guts full of garbage.
yeah.
And so, anyway, I don't know, telling that story made me remember the time I gave myself a bunch of enemas in Thailand
That's funny.
and being disappointed.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, what is all that? I'm healthy.
I'm gonna see something cool.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. Too funny.
Do you want to talk? Do you want to take some fan questions?
Yeah, I think we should get to the questions for sure. We had a
So tell you what,
bunch.
we're gonna miss the next podcast, troops. So why don't you listen to this one twice?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe we can do one over the phone.
Yeah, we can test it out.
I bet you
and
it would
see.
suck though.
I think it would suck,
but it might be
like,
better than nothing.
My first thought is that it would probably suck, just like sound quality wise. But I mean,
Is the video still working?
we can test it and see.
Full now, or it's running out of batteries.
Yeah. Well, we gave it our best shot.
We can maybe pull some clips out of it or something if if the whole thing doesn't have enough juice, we can pull some clips out of it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do some fan questions.
Okay.
No, wait. What do we call it? What do we-
Tribe questions from the tribe. Tribe questions.
Tribe questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's our new thing. Tribe questions.
So the first
hit me.
one we're looking at here, hard to kill _fitness. Sounds like a bit of a badass, this dude. If you could have any nickname in the world, what would it be?
Any nickname?
Any nickname. So I guess if you were to assign yourself a nickname.
Yeah, but you can't nickname yourself.
I know, that's the
That's
problem,
that's
right?
the worst thing about life.
So like,
see, that's why like
do you
if-
have to earn it? Yeah, you have to like earn a nickname somehow,
So
right?
check
like,
this out. Check this out. I recently had to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah.
His last name was Law.
No, you're a big liar.
But I'm
See,
like,
that's
I
awesome.
when I met him, I'm like, so you should be a cop, a judge, or a lawyer.
Absolutely.
And you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
In the Army, we had this guy in the infantry. His name was, I don't know what rank he is now, if he's even still in, but his name was Ironside.
Amazing.
So really, he should have been a tanker.
Right.
We had another guy, Warrant Blood.
Come on.
Oh yeah,
He's
there's even
so
a guy,
good.
Kill
You can't.
Savage.
No.
I'm like, so these are names where you have to do something that involves bashing people in the head with rocks.
you have to be a badass.
Or something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why, like, if we had a boy, his name was gonna be Logan.
Okay.
Nickname
Like Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Of course.
Because Alana was gonna let me name him Wolverine.
Right. Yeah.
So call him Logan.
Right. Yeah.
Obvious natural nickname Wolverine.
Yeah. Of course.
Or like if it was a boy, I was gonna like name him Bear or Tiger. Or, Honey Badger. But anyway, like I said, Alana wasn't gonna allow any of that.
Yeah.
So,
Honey Badger would be good.
yeah, Honey Badger don't care. So I don't know. Like every now and then, I'll call myself Friendly Neighborhood Mitic Man.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, you can't nickname yourself. You
No.
can't even give yourself a title.
That's true.
Like I remember on Instagram or Twitter, I forget which. I forget why, but I looked at this girl's page, and she had called herself. What'd she call herself? Change maker? No. She basically called herself like miracle worker or miracle doer or something.
Right, okay.
But not as a joke.
Right.
Like she was dead serious. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not allowed to call yourself that. Like that's what other people call you when they describe you.
Yeah.
There's certain things that in this world you're just not allowed to do. And one of them is give yourself a nickname. Now, there are the odd person that can get away with it.
Who are they?
I don't know, but it comes to mind that guy that's on the Joe Rogan podcast now and then, Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
He gives himself a bunch of nicknames and everybody just goes with it.
Okay.
But it's just because of who he is. But for the most part, like if I was gonna if you were to say to me, "Hey, what's up? I'm Luke Rowan. I'm the game changer."
Right. Yeah.
I'd be like, "Huh?
Huh? What?
Like remember Seinfeld when George wanted to be called a nickname?
Yeah.
And he wanted to be called T-Bone,
Right.
so he ordered a T-bone steak.
Yeah.
and then nobody notices. Then the other guy orders a T-bone.
Yeah, and
And they're like,
T-bone.
hey, T-bone, that big T-bone there.
They're
T-bone.
all cheering him on.
And George is like, no, I ordered it first. And they're like, shut up. Like, again, you can't give it to yourself.
It's true.
Even if you ordered the T-bone first, if
Yep.
no one looks at you and goes, you should be called T-bone, you're not allowed to be T-bone.
it has to be assigned to you.
Your friends or the people in your life or somebody assigns you a nickname. You are not allowed to pick your own nickname.
True.
So I'm gonna defer that question.
Yep.
No, not defer. I'm going to dissent
Right.
from that question because, sorry, bro, you would have to pick my nickname.
Yeah. seems
Now
like
I
an
always
honorable
wish I
thing to
had
do.
a cool nickname,
I know.
but I just never did.
Yeah. Me neither.
Jodes.
Jodes.
That was my nickname.
Jodes.
Hey, the Jodester.
Jodester, dude.
Jodorama.
All right. So let's get after another one here. What's the thing you miss the most about being in the Army?
You know what? I'll watch videos online of guys doing doing work,
Yeah.
and I get jealous.
Okay.
I just loved the job.
Yeah.
It was especially when it came time to like do the work.
Right. Operate. Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just miss soldiering. Soldiering. I just miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next?
Let's see here. What do we got? What are some exercises you would recommend for anybody trying to enhance their shooting ability / accuracy with a rifle?
Like exercise like in the gym?
I think probably like a strengthening exercise.
Well, here's the dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
In my book, I talk about this. Jody Mitic, the Unflinching: The Making of a Canadian Sniper, available at all bookstores, Amazon, maybe Costco. Did I tell you the book hit number 1
Yeah.
over the Father's Day weekend?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, number 1 bestseller.
Not bad. Not
Forever can call myself a number 1 bestseller.
Bad. Yes,
See?
sir.
Earned that one.
Ooh.
It's not a nickname.
That's
though,
right.
But it is a title.
That's right.
Or it is an award, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. So I came back from my first tour in Afghanistan jacked.
Right.
Like benching like 4 plates per side.
Yeah.
Is like a monster.
Gorilla. I am gorilla.
Yeah. And I couldn't get behind my sniper rifle.
Right. Yeah.
Like a bunch of us did it. We came back and we're like trying to put on our backpacks and we're just couldn't move our arms and trying to get behind the sniper rifle. We can't get our shoulders where they, everything's just all messed up.
Yep.
So I actually leaned out after that.
Okay.
And I did a lot of yoga
Okay.
because you got to be flexible and you got to be able to hold position.
Yeah.
So yoga is a good one. Planking, handstands. Your core needs to have the strength to hold you in a weird position sometimes to make the shot. I found yoga though really great because I was always tight in like the hammies, my hamstrings.
Okay. Yep.
Right. So once I started doing yoga, I found I was able to like get into better shooting positions.
Right. Okay.
And
Cool.
you got to remember that you're going to be prone, so like on your stomach basically like
Yep.
most of the time.
Right.
So good like what do you call it, like back arches.
Yep.
To give your back strength. Your shoulders are going to get fatigued for and even my elbows today, like we've talked about this, I have extreme golfer's elbow.
Yeah.
Which is opposite of tennis elbow, and it was caused by just sitting on my elbows for days and days and days and weeks at a time.
Right. That'll do it.
And even when you're shooting at the range, you're on your elbows.
Yep.
Shooting. So I'd say do yoga, do a lot of like body strength, body weight exercises, like again, like handstand push-ups, handstands, sit-ups, back arches, and just practice holding a position.
Yeah, I think the muscular endurance would be super important.
Yeah, and that's what yoga is for,
Yeah.
right? Yoga puts you in some weird spots, and it helps your breathing so much,
Right.
and it helps you control your breathing and your heart rate. Because if you get away from the hippie side of it and the namaste and all that bullshit, yoga is an ancient warrior relaxing technique.
Right.
Whether or not you follow the religion or. Did you hear about that cultural appropriation of the yoga thing?
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation. Oh, another thing that drives me bananas.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another podcast. We can talk about that stuff.
Cool.
Sorry. So do yoga, practice your body weight exercises, and just practice holding yourself, whether it's in a squat or a plank or a handstand, just try and like work the endurance of your hold like position muscles.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Do you want to get to one more?
Well, hang on. Somebody asked me a question on the Facebooks.
Ooh, okay.
On Facebook, somebody, Casey Keefe. Jody, would you touch on the latest in regards to legalization of recreational marijuana in Ontario/Canada? Thank you. Well, Casey, I'm the conservative guy that wants weed to be legal.
Right.
Tax that shit, build a highway. That's what I say.
That sounds right.
Let adults be adulting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We build shrines to booze, i.e. the bar.
Right.
And I have no issue with them. I used to bounce at them. They're great for having fun, meeting girls or boys, whatever you're into.
Sure.
But as an adult, it's your decision to walk in there.
Yep. That makes sense.
So I say just let weed be legal.
Yeah.
Stop wasting money putting people in jail for it.
Okay. That seems sensible.
Tax it, build a school.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Great.
Actually, they did a thing. I remember a while ago, they were concerned about the sharp increase in veterans taking medical marijuana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they did a study, and they said, oh, it's true. Veterans are taking way more medical marijuana. But guess what else was happening?
What's that?
Their dependency on pharmaceutical pills was dropping at the same rate.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, so the pain pills, the mood pills, the sleeping pills, all that stuff was going away for just weed.
Yeah. Plant.
So what's the problem?
I don't hear one.
Yeah, not for me. I'm cool with it.
All right.
So yeah, I'm all about legalizing recreational marijuana as soon as possible and stop wasting money putting people in cages for it. Prohibition of booze didn't work. Why did we think prohibition of drugs would be any better?
Right.
I'm actually, I'm going to go on record here, and I'm going to get in a lot of shit for this one. I say, to a point, now there might be an argument against meth and I guess a couple of other actually like designer drugs.
Right. Some nasty ones.
Maybe we legalize everything.
Right.
And regulate it.
Right. Let people make the choice.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Like, they talk about all these like heroin deaths from people overdosing.
Yeah.
If they know what's in the package is 100% heroin, maybe we won't have people dying from it.
Okay. Yeah.
From overdosing
Interesting
or
point.
getting rat poison or fentanyl or
Right.
Then also we'll have taxes
Right.
coming in to help it or to help with other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But weed is definitely one that we should not be putting people in jail for.
Sounds right.
And here's a good one. Jody, do you for this from Mark Allen? Is this Mark Allen that I know? I don't know. I used to serve with a guy named Mark Allen. Jody, do you believe the magazine restriction laws, i.e. for handguns and AR-15s, are effective in Canada, and do you believe that they should be lifted? If so, do you believe it will ever happen? Well, we touched on this earlier when we were talking about Shithead in Dallas. They are effective at ruining my day at the range.
Yes, confirmed.
But like I said, they're restricted weapons.
Yeah.
The government knows that I have however many handguns I have, and they know I own an AR-15 style rifle. They know the number, and if they come looking for it and the number isn't there, that's big trouble. That's no bueno.
Yeah, no bueno for sure.
And so why can't I have a full capacity magazine if you know exactly where my pistol should be?
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Because it's 10 for pistols and 5 for rifles.
Right.
And it's to avoid things like the mass shootings.
Right. Yep.
But again, if I'm going to go out and do a mass shooting, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not bringing 5-round magazines anyway.
Of course.
Even if I took my legally owned AR-15 and decided to go massacre people with it, the first thing I'm doing is I'm acquiring full capacity magazines.
Of course. If you're enough of a bad guy to go out and do that, you're going to find a way to get those magazines and just make it happen.
It's not hard.
Right.
They're out there.
There you go.
Anyway, so I'm saying, even if I'm only allowed to own 5,
Yeah.
at least I'll have 5.
There you go.
Or you tell me you can have 10, but you got to keep them locked up with the guns, because right now magazines don't need to be locked up.
Right.
I'll lock them up.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want. Just let me have them.
Sure.
I'm not the problem. I'm a legal, law-abiding, card-carrying, background-checked daily dude.
Yeah.
I'm not the problem. Trust
That's right.
me.
Yeah.
You know? And the guys that are the problem aren't carrying 5-round magazines.
Right. That's true. Yep.
They're not having 10-round magazines in their pistols. And even if they got the magazine that is 10 rounds, they've modified it so it's full capacity.
Right.
For sure.
Of course.
It's not that hard.
Right.
Nobody does it because nobody wants to go to jail.
Yeah.
Because we're the good guys.
That's right. That's right.
But every chance I get to work with somebody who's a cop or in the army or in the industry where they're allowed to use them,
Right.
I jump at it.
Of course.
Because it's just more fun.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah. You got one more?
Yeah. Let's do one more. Back on Instagram, Lynn's grad. She
Yeah.
says, if I wanted to learn how to shoot a gun,
Yeah.
where would I start?
Straight up shooting? Like just that you've never shot before?
I guess not.
Let's say there's lots of different types of gun, I guess. Find the local shooting club in your area, call them and ask them if they have a novice introduction night or
Right.
afternoon or day.
Yeah.
Most places will have like an event or a day or a time when complete novices can go and shoot or learn about guns and shoot.
Right on.
And they'll supervise you. You can even pay for a course where they teach you everything.
Yeah.
And actually, part of getting your license is that
Right.
you have to go and shoot guns
Yeah.
before they'll give you the full clearance.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, Google wherever you are. Google gun club, shooting club, sportsman club. A lot of them still call themselves outdoor and sports. Like in Petawawa, it's called the Petawawa Hunting or Outdoor and Fishing Club or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's you go there and it's a bunch of army dudes with their pistols and their AR-15s,
Yeah.
just out there having fun.
Right on.
So yeah, and even ask some of your friends. Like I had a woman from the city. I won't say her name, but like she's this little unassuming woman. She's a bit older than me, but we were doing a thing together one night, and she like walks. She's like, "Hey, I saw in the paper that you shoot guns," and I was waiting for her to like give me shit or something.
Right.
And she's like,
yeah.
when I was in Vietnam, I paid to shoot an AK-47. And it was awesome.
Right.
And then I was at my family's in California, and they have guns on their ranch, and it was awesome. She's like, how do I do that here?
Right,
And I'm like,
cool.
oh, cool. So, I gave her a bunch of, and I offered to take her shooting.
Yeah.
So some
Right
of your
on.
friends might be shooters, and they'll just take you out. As long as you're with them at the club,
Yep.
you're allowed to shoot.
Awesome.
Just make sure you're with somebody competent.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and I mean, if you can get instruction from someone who has that knowledge, awesome. Like.
Yeah, like it's just you don't want to go with someone that you're not sure about.
Mhm.
Like make sure you feel safe.
Yeah.
So if you don't know any of your friends that shoot, and you like, if maybe you have one, but you're like, because don't get me wrong, there are some people that have guns that even I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want that
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
And there's some of them can be the worst people to learn from.
Right.
Just because they're good with a gun doesn't mean they're good at teaching.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah,
might
for
want to
sure.
try and find a course to just start.
Right on.
That's what that's what I'm gonna say. Find a course in your area, pay the $100 or whatever it costs, and go and learn from some real instructors how to shoot.
Right on.
Right on.
Good.
What are we at?
We're peaking up around 2 hours.
Dang.
Ooh-wee.
It's after 11.
Yeah.
Wednesday, July 14th,
13th.
13th. Sorry, the date on my watch is changing because it's halfway between 13 and 14.
That's right.
This is good, man.
Yeah. It's good.
This is good. So there's going to be some changes coming to the podcast, just so everybody knows. We're trying to start the YouTube channel. We have Matt over there doing the Googles for us, although he hasn't Googled anything for a while. I'm not sure what his problem is. But anyway, we're going to work on getting the video set up so that we can see what he brings up. It's pretty awesome actually having somebody come by. We're going to try and get some guests for after the summer because everybody's on vacation.
That's right.
And it's Ottawa.
Yep.
So not the biggest abundance of guests around.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and get some, we got the local MMA guys want to come on. And I'm going to try and get one of my like Spec Ops buddies to come on.
Cool.
But we might not be able to like say his name or anything.
Right. Okay. We'll make up a cool alias for him.
Yeah, part of it though, like I don't want to get anyone in trouble, so we'll see. Maybe one of the retired guys can come in and talk a little bit.
Right on.
I don't know. I just, I was watching the show on W5 about how our CSOR guys, Canadian Special Operations Regiment, are like in Sudan and all this other stuff.
Right.
I watch that stuff and I get jealous, and and I just that like CSOR started when I was still in, but it technically didn't really come of age until after I was wounded.
Okay. Yeah.
And after I was like moved on.
Right.
So and a lot of my buddies went there and a lot of my buddies served there and I'm just like, I feel like I missed something.
Okay. Yeah.
My plan was to go JTF, but then I got wounded.
Yeah.
For a long time there was no in the middle. There's regular army and there was JTF. There was no middle. And CSOR is like the middle.
Okay, right on.
The Spec Ops guys. So
they're doing some cool stuff.
They do some pretty cool stuff.
Right on.
Yeah, it makes me super jealous. But yeah, let's wrap it up there.
Let's do it.
So here we are, Greco Orleans. I didn't drink any Firehouse coffee tonight, but Luke did. Firehouse, Firehaus, Firehouse Coffee Roasters on Facebook. Dog, seriously, get a website. And that's what I was talking about. The changes coming to the podcast.
Yeah.
There will be a website soon.
Yes,
we are going to get some T-shirts made.
Correct.
Maybe some mugs.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're looking
idea.
at that. We'll see. Probably going to do a new pre-order. See how many T-shirts we can sell before we actually pay to have any made.
Yeah.
And then we want to keep building the tribe. So just keep spreading the word. Tell your friends. If we're lacking in some spots, let us know. Be nice.
Subscribe on iTunes.
I don't mind criticism, but just be nice about it. Yep. Subscribe 100% on iTunes. Comment. Subscribe on YouTube's. And hit us up. I'm Jody Mitic, JodyMitic on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Luke is Coach Luke Rowan on Twitter and Instagram.
You got it.
And Matt doesn't want anybody to talk to him, so that's cool. And we're just trying to make this happen. Tribe, we love you. We know you guys are around the world. Many of you are law enforcement. Many of you are military. We have your back 100%. When the shit goes down, keep calm, return fire. Do your best to protect society from us becoming like them. Remember, we're good. We're the good guys.
You got it.
And if you want to be a good guy, you got to be tough. So this is Jody Mitic Podcast signing out.